Hi, today I wanted to share this video to teach you, I call it how to get fat adapted the lady way, because we are so different than men, and guys can usually get away with a lot more than we can. And I think for us too, it's because of our hormones, our progesterone, our estrogen fluctuating throughout the day. So I wanted to just share a couple things. Actually, I have a list here of 7 things that I like to see women do to get fat adapted the lady way, meaning you want to start using fat as your fuel. It's going to be a process. It's not something that I would jump into overnight, because you've got to, I always say, condition the body and change the metabolic machinery to get it ready for that. So the first thing I would do is remove all sugar and grains. Sugar, it creates an inflammatory response, and whenever you have inflammation, it basically is breaking down the collagen, which is making you in your skin, and the elasticity, it's going to make you look older than you really are. So I always say, if you want a facelift, get rid of the sugar. Pretty easy. And the grains are very inflammatory as well. So what does your eating plan look like? I have this, what I called an autoimmune autoimmune, also anti-inflammatory eating plan, which basically consists of lots of vegetables. You want to make sure that you're eating organic vegetables and fruit. It's mostly vegetables, maybe a couple servings of fruit. And when you look for something organic, you're going to read, there's going to be a label on here, and look and make sure it says organic, and they usually will, it will start with the number 9. So you want to get organic vegetables and fruit. The other thing is, I'm really particular about and I'm taking out some meat here, choosing grass-fed. I think quality is everything. If you're going to eat good food, make sure that it's grass-fed and you're not putting crap food in your body. Basically, it's like, if your body's a Ferrari, you're not going to put cheap gas in it. So start looking at the food quality. Here is, I have some organic ground beef, and you can see here it says it's grass-fed. So this is what we eat. So we picked this up, I believe it was at either Costco or Sam's Club. Trader Joe's also has some. Here is a grass-fed beef sirloin steak. Pretty awesome, right? So Trader Joe's has this. And we try to be careful with our dairy, and if you're going to eat cheese, it's got to be grass-fed. So Kerrygold does have grass-fed cheese. There's other companies that have it too, but here's an example of the Kerrygold butter, and you can see there, milk from grass-fed cows. So you want to make sure that you are eating the best possible food. That's kind of why I limit eating out, unless I go to a restaurant where I know that the food is grass-fed. I will eat there. If not, I won't. So, and I want to show you some eggs. These are from a local farmer. And look at the different colors. There's even greens. So the egg yolks are really bright and yellow. So they're beautiful eggs. So even if you can get local, that's one of the other things you can do. So other things that you want to do is you want to make sure you add cruciferous vegetables like kale, like spinach, like chard, broccoli, and cabbage and cauliflower. You know, you can have some of those, add those into your diet as well. What I would suggest is, if you have a thyroid issue or you can't tolerate it, just eat them. Go ahead and juice them, or you can saute them or cook them. Make a soup out of them if you want. So there's a cleansing green beauty drink that I have that has spinach and kale in it. So you might want to try that one as well. The other thing I would add is like bitter greens. Bitter greens are healthy for your liver. Your liver helps metabolize some of the estrogen, and the liver is where your fat burning hormones are stimulated. So bitter greens, dandelion, we've all heard of dandelion greens, bitter melon, Brussels sprouts. Those are all some bitter greens that we don't eat a lot of, and just some of your green leafy vegetables. So once again, some of the bitter greens, people feel like, especially like Brussels sprouts, you've got to cook them. So we cook them in some bacon grease and with some bacon and some garlic. Pretty awesome. So number 4, as I mentioned earlier, food quality is everything because it's going to show up in your skin. If you're eating out and you're not in the quality of food is from substandard animals, then it's going to show up in your skin. And one of the biggest one is dairy. And I know people that are doing the keto, they do a lot of dairy, and if the dairy's not from grass-fed cows and you're getting it from cows that have been confined to your traditional farming practices where they're just in feedlots, you're probably getting a lot of hormones and antibiotics and steroids, and you're consuming them as well, and it's going to show up in your skin, and it's going to show up as cellulite, and also it's going to create a lot more digestive issues, which then is going to create an inflammatory response. And when your body's inflamed, you have that whole cortisol cascade that occurs, and that's where the aging and the fatigue, premature aging, I should say, and fatigue kicks in. So food quality is everything. It shows up in your skin, the belly and your cellulite. And I said, and that's a huge hormone imbalance. So I think that's like the number one thing is your food and your sleep. And stress, which brings me to number 5, to remove stress as much as you can. And I know that that's a mindset. One of my strategies that I've been using for a very long time, I'm going to show you here is, and use this with a lot of patients and members, is a gratitude journal. Here's an old gratitude journal. I have a picture of my family, and then I have quotes on here like, I love my life, I receive it, thank you, I'm fabulous. So, this was one back in 2012, and I write what I'm grateful for, and I would do this every day in the evening, sometimes in the morning, sometimes both, morning and evening. And in my very front page here, what I put was what my ideal life would look like. What would my ideal day look like? Because a lot of times we don't even know what that looks like. So how can we create it if we have no idea? So that's one of the things that I have done. And what's wonderful about gratitude journals, I have different ones. I'll show you here. Here's another one. So kind of cool. And here's another one. This is my current one right now. Something beautiful is on the horizon. So they've kind of evolved with my gratitude journals. I also put a lot of scriptures and quotes and motivational quotes so I can read them. I also put mind maps on them that show, I have a visual of what do I want my ideal life to look like with my husband, with my kids, with business, my spirituality. So I have visuals in here, and so I look at those every single day, but I also write in it every single day. So this has been foundational, having a gratitude journal. So that's a good way to remove stress because it really is just all a mindset. Number 6 is movement. I think it's important that we exercise depending what your body can handle. If you know you have adrenal fatigue, then yoga, stretching, going outside for long walks, being outdoors are very soothing for you. Short, intense exercises are much better than going out and running on the treadmill for a whole hour. So that way you can stimulate some of those fat burning hormones. I think movement is really important. I like to do walks first thing in the morning, last thing I go before I go to bed, and after each meal I go for like a 10-minute walk. So easily that's 30-40 minutes just of walking. And then I go to the gym a couple times a week. So that's just kind of my schedule. So movement. And the other one is quality of sleep. Sleep, it's called beauty sleep for a reason, because that's when your body is rejuvenating. And that's where all the repair is occurring in the digestive system, in the organs, the liver, the lungs. Everything's being revived from all the damage that you did during the day. So those are some of my strategies. Quality of sleep. Try to get to bed by 10 o'clock. Try to wind down at least by 8, 9 o'clock. Start shutting off the computer, your cell phone, light candles, have your Himalayan salt lamps out, have your diffuser with a little bit of lavender. That's what we use. Epsom salt baths, those are some sleep strategies that you can incorporate. So quality of sleep is everything. And um, yeah, we have a lot of people that suffer with sleep. So in another video, I'll cover some other strategies that you can do to start optimizing your sleep. So those are some of my strategies about how do you get fat adapted the lady way, because all of them play an important role, and there's just not one single thing that's going to help you lose weight, look healthy, feel healthy. It's not one thing. It's a lot of things. And I think the biggest one is just that stress management. How do you do that? Like I said, I love my gratitude journal. It's been one of the things that's been most transformational. So there you go. And I will catch you on the next video.